If you could bring back one thing from the 90s, what would it be? Saturday morning cartoons. Being excited to see a new movie. My youth. Pre-9/11 optimism. Lack of social media. Cost of living. Those little round bath beads with the oil in them. I was born in 97, so take this for what you will. I would bring back the creative spirit of the 90s. Designs, art, and media across all mediums was wacky and bright. Everything from television shows, think Nickelodeon, to plastic cups, blue jazz, to logo design, and beyond. I miss the playful exploration. Everything today feels too sterile and corporate. Minimalism sucks. Privacy. That peaceful, serene, private experience of being alone. If you weren't at home, no one could call you. No intrusive texts. Friends might spot your car at the park if the coffee shop. I miss the feeling of being really alone. Really on my own. Unaccountable. Unreachable. Independent. Autonomous. Now we're inundated with tasks and information and intrusions all the time. If I don't have my phone on me, I feel vulnerable and inconsiderate. What if someone needs me? What if I need help? It's a constant chord. I don't know if I'll ever feel at peace again. Magazines. The goddamn hope that existed. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the world was easy or simple in the 1990s. You had things like the Rwandan genocide, the Rodney King riots, the death of Princess Diana, and many other things that can show there was difficulty within that decade. But there was also something very magical about the 1990s, and that it came right at the end of the Cold War era. And with the ending of the Cold War there was hope for the future. Coming out of the 80s, it was like we had been through the fucking fire and finally had just crawled out of it. There was still smoke. There were still embers glowing. But we saw something beyond the smoke. And we were trying to run toward it. There was never a denial that there were problems, there was never a denial that we were struggling as a race of humanity. But there was also hope that eventually we would fucking figure it out. I remember growing up in the 1990s and the future was bright. Then the early 2000s came and damn it, there went the fucking hope. Alpha, Beta Magic: The Gathering that didn't cost the player base $999. A complete end-to-end video gaming experience with each game released. No ads peppered in like we have for mobile gaming. No unfinished bug-riddled games released. The games also felt less cookie-cutter. There was also a sense of mystery and it felt like there was a reason to explore every corner of the gaming map because you might stumble on some kind of Easter egg. Good times. Deleted. Optimism about the future. Or pre-9/11 America. My mom. Food prices. Privacy. Gas prices man! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. The non-existence of social media. Boy has it fucked up society. Steve Irwin. Anonymity and privacy. Freddie Mercury. White eyeliner. Teenagerhood without internet. The rap. Mumble rap is trash. Soundgarden. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. I'd say Kurt Cobain, but honestly I think he'd despise what people are like in 2022. Cranberries. All the freedom we gave up after 9/11. That or the economy. Everything. The 90s were the last good decade. Everything since has been shit. Now don't misunderstand. The 90s weren't the best decade. Just the last decent one. Honestly. Just the general vibe in America. I did a lot of traveling throughout the 90s. And pre-9/11 the overall mood of the country was considerably better than it's been since. Internet SM didn't help either. Lack of internet, the economy, baggy pants, skinny jeans, pants can go die in a fire. The atmosphere that time, tutti frutti gum and people who didn't get offended by everything. The sense of optimism after the end of the Cold War. For much of the 90s things really did seem like it wouldn't end up like it has today. Life before 9/11. The higher barrier of entry to the Internet. Offensive humor not being viewed as malicious unless there is actual malicious intent. The non-existence of social media and the need for having one. No one having cell phone. I'm convinced people were happier before. George Carlin. My Tamagotchi. RIP. No social media, no smartphones. We used to walk around town to meet new people. Respectful political discourse. There is a big difference between vehemently disagreeing with someone versus insisting they're a monster because they disagree with you. Michael Hutchence. The 90s. Good music being mainstream. No. Scratch that. Bring back pre-9/11 airports. Sasha. Who was in my year at high school and I had the biggest crush on. Only a few months after graduation she died from a heroin overdose.